everyone. Welcome to episode 87 of the Pickleball Effect podcast. I'm your host, Braydon.
And I'm Kyle.
Today's podcast is brought to you by Pickleball Central, where you'll find just about everything you'll need to play, improve. So go stock up. From paddles and balls to shoes and bags, they've got the biggest selections in the game. They also back it up with a 30-day paddle trial, a price match guarantee, and a great rewards program. So use the link in the description to get up to 10% off most items. All purchases help support the show too, so it's a win-win. Click the link, save some money, and gear up for your next match. My voice is still a little craggly.
I thought it was pretty good.
We normally record at 9:30 a.m. on Mondays.
So it was just half an hour brutal?
We went a half an hour early, and it's shown in the voice.
Got
here.
it. Yeah.
I also normally I read this thing once. I don't know if this is true. I just saw it on a whim that if you eat dark chocolate, it helps you speak more eloquently.
Really?
So
or is it just an excuse to eat dark chocolate? I love dark chocolate. So no.
I do I prefer milk over dark, but I've started eating dark chocolate the last handful of episodes, and in my head I'm talking great. So I don't.
The guys sound amazing.
But I was in a rush getting notes ready, and I didn't take my dark chocolate this morning.
Oh man,
this could be a horrible episode.
This is the last episode.
The least eloquent.
It was a good 87 episodes, guys.
It was a good 87. We're toast after now. Yeah, so today we have more items in weekly update and Kyle's corner, some of the other stuff. Paddle, Babble, and Gear's a little lighter. I didn't test as many paddles, but there are some interesting topics there. So for weekly update, I did, for some reason, I was just thinking about playing outdoors versus indoors this week because I played outdoors a couple times. And so I did some polls on Instagram on what people prefer. We'll talk about that. I have a tip for King of the Court, making that flow a little bit better that I did this week that worked out well. You played a bunch this weekend with the Gruvn Lazr.
I did.
And then you have a training update. 3 out of 5 is Kyle's. Looks like we're talking about reading drops.
Yeah.
And then Kyle's corner.
We're going to talk about the new DUPR update, talk about somebody's contract getting cut, little mid-season tournament update for MLP, and then a kind of cool turn of events with the lawsuit we brought up last week.
Oh, so, did you meet with her?
Not yet.
Oh, okay.
We'll talk about it.
Okay.
She did text me though, so we're gonna meet up.
Okay, cool. I'm looking forward to that. And for Paddle, Babble, and Gear, I did my own little test on looking at how foams are affected in the heat. So I'll give more details there, but essentially Chris and John, Chris originally kind of discovered that foams heat up, play hotter. John did some of his testing, and then I went and did some of my own just to confirm what they were experiencing. Yeah, and so I'll share my results there, and then we'll just talk about what that means for foam paddles potentially. And then as far as paddles go, I'll give a small 11.624 APP update now that those paddles are available for pre-order. Just what projects I'm working on and what paddles I'm going to play next. And then we'll finish with paddle fitting of the week. All right, so weekly update. This was just a fun one. So shout out to Greg and Bonnie. This is a couple out of California.
Okay, I was like, I don't know them.
Yeah, you shouldn't. I'd be surprised if you did. So this is a couple out of California. They went on a road trip together. They're retired. They went and I don't think they have a camper. I think they jumped in their car. That's right. They have an electric car. I remember talking about that now. So they have an electric vehicle. They just went on a road trip. They went north to Seattle. I think they went to Vancouver. And because they listened to the podcast, they decided to come to Boise because they want to check out the Flying Pickle.
Oh, cool.
So they took some lessons with the head pro here, Susanna. They did some of the programmed events around some coaching. And then they messaged me and they wanted to play with both of us. I knew you'd be working. But I played with them Thursday.
Oh, yeah.
After, or I don't know, noon or something.
Yep.
Anyway, so I played with Greg and Bonnie. They just they listened to the pod and it was awesome. So fun. They were great. They were really good. We had a lot of good time. AJ, the guy I go and test paddles with, was hitting with us. They both play Carbon 2s, TFG 2s, so they obviously know their stuff.
Yep.
And anyways, that was a lot of fun. Shout out to Greg and Bonnie. Thanks for hitting me up and playing those games. Really enjoyed that. They were really cool. And then let's talk outdoors, indoors. So I did this little round robin King of the Court thing last. I think this was Friday afternoon. I can't believe there were 16 of us, dude.
Yeah.
on a Friday at noon, and 80% of those guys have, 90% of them have jobs.
I think I got text to go to that actually.
You probably did. It was Joe that set up.
He did. But yeah, I had to work.
Yeah, I was like, it always amazes me how many people you can get at that are working like in the middle of the day, right? I guess it's I did that a lot when I was doing my normal day job. So you could find a way in between meetings,
lunch break,
as long as you keep your Slack green dot on.
Oh, that's good.
You get your projects done.
Your Teams bubble says you're available.
Yeah, exactly. You're good. You guys use Teams?
Yeah, we use Teams.
Oh, Teams is the worst.
We use Teams. I don't get to choose what we use. We use Teams.
I use Teams for just a minute, but I've always preferred Slack.
It's funny because we use Teams like big picture, but then like the tighter group, we just use Facebook Messenger.
Oh, do you really? Yeah. Oh, funny.
And we just have like a group.
This is like a work group?
Yeah, it's like a work group. Yeah. And it's like probably 40% work, 60% stuff you wouldn't want HR to see.
This is where the real conversation's happening. Oh, that's great. Yeah, you got to do it that way. The other stuff gets monitored. We need a PE. Well, I guess we have, you, Aaron, and I have a few different places we'll chat here and there.
I have so many group chats too. I gotta keep them straight before I send messages sometimes
because there's mixed and you don't want to get the wrong one. That can happen. Has that ever happened?
Oh, 100%. I've sent
what was the worst one?
Oh, like I think somebody sent like an invite to like the wrong group, and it was just like, it was nothing bad.
Oh, okay. There's never been a situation
where
you were like dogging on somebody and that person was in the group?
I typically don't dog on people. I'll dog on you to your face. I mean,
yeah, I do that in person, face to face.
Exactly. It's much more fun. I want to see your reaction when I tell you suck.
Yeah, that's more appropriate. That's better. Anyway, so we play outside and it's 90 degrees and I was just loving it. Like the game was slower.
You guys play with the Franklin?
It was actually kind of a mix of balls. It was dumb. I hate it when that happens.
I do too.
There was Selkirk's, and then one court had a lifetime for some reason. This was one of the first times I've played with a lifetime. I don't know why there was a lifetime on the court. Okay. It was so bouncy.
Yeah, it is.
And
I didn't hate it, but it is bouncy.
It was oddly bouncy.
Yeah.
And anyways,
they're supposed to last a long time.
Are they?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we're playing, and the game was just a little slower. The rallies were a little longer, and I just enjoyed it more. And I was like, man, I need to play outside more because we just play inside so much.
Yep.
We're spoiled, and I love playing inside, and there's a lot of advantages to that. But I was like, man, this is kind of nice. I like that it's this slow down because it is so fast inside.
It is.
And so I went to Instagram and asked, okay, if it's 90 degrees outside, are you playing outdoors, indoors? Courts are equal, no wind. 74% said they'd rather play indoors versus 20%, 6% outdoors. That was with 650 votes. Oh, wow. 650 votes. So vast majority
would rather play
indoors just because the air conditioning, right? So then I switched it up a little bit. I was okay, what if it was 75 to 80 degrees? I did a second poll. 75 to 80 degrees. Now 39% still said they'd play indoors versus 61%.
So temperature is a huge factor.
Temperature is a big factor, but that was why I liked playing outside is because it was hotter and it was a little bit slower.
Yep.
But maybe that just suits my game a little bit. But obviously the air conditioning things are a big factor. I walked away with some sunburns again because I'm horrible with the sunscreen.
Yeah.
I always think, oh man, my skin cancer is not real. My skin's great. It repels the sun like it's nothing. Nah, it just burns.
Sorry guys, Braydon's not here today because he has melanoma.
And he doesn't have chocolate in his system. It's two downsides. Anyways, I guess it doesn't really surprise me, but it's my vote was outdoors.
Yeah.
What would you vote?
So the main factor for me, the only reason I even choose indoors over I would always rather play outdoors. The reason I choose indoor over outdoors is because I get to set a set reserved court for 2 hours that I know I'm going to actually get to play pickleball versus going to a park where I could get 2 games in depending on how many people are there. So like if everything's equal, I can reserve the courts too. Outdoors always, even in 90-degree weather.
Yeah, unless there's wind. I absolutely hate playing wind. If there's a little wind, I don't mind it. It adds a new element and mix to it. But if it's
big wind,
if it's 8, 9, 10, 15 miles per hour,
especially with like the random gusts
sucks.
too, where it's like, I don't like that.
Yeah, it gets like swirly in the courts because you have the net blocker things. Yeah, wind. Anytime there's wind, I'm like indoors.
Indoors.
That reserve courts, no wind. and nice temps is very attractive
Yep.
for the indoor stuff. But anyways, I enjoyed the outdoors, and those are the numbers. So if you're making an indoor facility, there is still a good business plan for summers.
Yeah. Make the hybrid. So you got the outdoor and the indoor. You know.
Yeah. I mean, here, I think in Idaho, it makes more sense to do 100% indoor just because the winters are so brutal. But if there's some sort of decent weather all year, hybrid's definitely the way to go. But you want some indoor, I think.
Oh, absolutely.
I think there's a lot of clubs in California that do all outdoor.
Oh, like Los Cab. Like
those,
it's all out.
yeah.
But the weather's good 99%
they have
of the
good
time.
weather. If you're in Florida or something, you'd probably want indoor somewhere where it's too hot, like in Texas.
It's also
maybe.
just grossly humid there too. So
yeah, we don't have the humidity here, so 90 degrees doesn't feel
not even
like
close.
90 degrees.
No, 80 degrees in Florida feels worse than 100 degrees here.
Yeah.
Like by a lot.
True. Okay, that was the numbers there.
What do you guys think? Outdoors or indoors?
Yeah, let us know what you think. Are these numbers, they're accurate. They're getting a lot of votes. You don't have to tell us. We already know. It's going to fall into these percentages.
That's true.
No comment needed. But if you feel compelled to let your opinion on indoors versus outdoors, put it down. So as part of this group, though, this was a new element that I really liked. I think people could implement when they're doing these larger groups. So we did King of the Court. The team that wins in the King of Court stays. They stay paired.
Okay.
So you have to go beat the team. You don't split at the top. All other courts, you split teams.
Yep.
So you're mixing up teams as you shift up and down. But one kind of odd factor when you're doing the split teams is, let's say I'm coming up, you're coming down, and you're like, oh, it's Braydon. I don't want to play with Braydon.
Yeah.
I don't want to. I'll lose if I play with Braydon.
Yeah.
And so you go pick the other person.
Oh, yeah.
Like that's part of the game people play, right?
100%.
And so to take that out, the guy that runs this, his name's Joe. He came up with this. I think he just put a quarter next to the post of all the courts, and then you go stand in front of somebody. So if we didn't play each other last time, we didn't partner up. You and I, we flip a coin. We call it heads or tails. If it matches,
we play.
Okay. And then if not, then we split. So that way it's just random chance. Yep. And I love that way more. That just takes out the selection game.
Well, yeah, then you don't have anybody feeling bad.
Yeah, exactly.
That they're not being picked. And then you do take away the people trying to game it a little bit too. Mm-hmm. So
yeah, so I love that. That's something I think people could do, because I don't do those big groups as much as I used to.
Yeah.
But early on,
they've kind of gone away. They used to be like a regular thing.
Yeah,
there's a lot less of that than.
Why do you think that is? Is it because as you get higher in level, that just doesn't happen as much because there's not as many people at
the
5-0s or whatever?
The pool of people is less, but I also just think, at least locally, people are playing more private games now just because we have access.
Just because we have the reservations,
because I remember before we had indoor courts, like I know like Holly and them, they did those big groups at like in the middle of the afternoon at Hobble all the time.
Yeah.
But now we have all these indoor courts where you can just schedule games. I mean, I think that's some of the reason it's gone down. Also, everybody has gotten better, and like the pool of people is a lot less.
I wonder if that's a trend other places. So if you're listening and you used to do a lot of group games, or you do a lot of group meaning more than 4 players.
Yeah.
Is that a trend everywhere? Has everyone done less of those, or is that just this area? I'd be curious. That'd be kind of fun to hear. And then, anyways, that was my weekly update. You got a couple things here too. Yeah,
so I finally got the Gruvn Lazr in. So I was like, I need to get some hours on this because I got it after you. So I ended up playing early morning, 6:30 on Saturday Moneyball.
Love Moneyball, dude.
With Kirk, so that was pretty fun. We were pretty competitive, but didn't win. It was fun because he's a lefty, so it's like I'm playing right side, but on the left side, basically. He's like, you stay over there, you start hands battles, you finish the hands battles, I will cover the middle of the court.
So you make it through pool? You made it through pool play?
Yeah, everybody made it through pool play.
Doesn't it split you though?
So the way they did it was there was 2 pools. We actually beat the people that won our pool, but I think we came out of our pool 3rd, and then we ended up playing the people that won it in the single elimination bracket.
Oh, so everyone advanced to the single.
So it was like 2 pools of 4. They took like records and point differential to seed it into the single elim tournament, and we ended up playing number 1. Or no, we played number 2, but they ended up winning it.
Okay.
So it was fun, and it was and then I ended up going back for open play that night, and so I got more time on the
on the laser.
Yeah, on the laser.
Did you swing weight it?
No, I didn't. I played it stock the whole day.
Did you? So Eric got one. He said his was really heavy. Mine was 118. I was curious if yours was.
I'll get mine on the machine.
Where yours landed.
But I like it. It's very close to the flick, but I do feel like the flick is definitely a bit more power. I think I dink a little better with the laser than I do with the flick.
It's more stable for sure, which I think contributes to that. It's a touch less poppy, though it's still very lively. Yeah, you feel it jump off. But yeah, that's a solid. I'm impressed. I like it. Yeah, I think it adds a nice little, kind of gives you a different flavor. You know, I wonder if it's maybe a little less poppy just because it is heavier.
Yeah, and people were digging the pew 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 on the. Nick thought that was pretty funny. And then I had a training update. Marathon training's going swimmingly. I ran 12 and a half miles yesterday, and then my coach updated my plan because I'm doing so well. Right. I'm actually going to run a 5K time trial on Friday on a track, which is going to be so boring.
What's that mean?
I'm going to go out there and run a 5K as hard as I can because he's going to take that pace and put it into some calculation, and he's going to start giving me like paces to actually run at versus just run. Don't.
Are you going to game it? Don't game it.
What do you mean game it?
Like run slow.
No. I'll put out. So, I'm not looking forward to running a bunch of laps around a track though. That sounds extremely boring.
I mean, if you why do you have to do a track?
He wants it to be boring.
He wants it to be boring.
Yeah, like he actually said, we're going to do it at a track because I want you to be bored.
So that's 4-8. That's 12 laps. A lot of laps.
That is a lot of laps. That's gross.
Yeah, but super gross.
But it's going good. It's going good. No injuries. So
yeah, that's a big deal.
It's been fun.
Well, cool.
And I got a message. It's funny. I got a message from somebody being like, "Hey, is all this like fitness stuff helping your pickleball game?" Yes, immensely.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
How so? Like
I can play longer. I don't get tired. I can chase down lobs better. Just like anything that would make me, like I just don't get tired as much. Longer dink battles don't like tire me out. It's just
you're getting tired during dink battles. No.
I was so big that walking upstairs sucked. So yes, fitness definitely. It's not like it makes my shots better, but it makes other things surrounding it better.
Yeah, the recovery, everything's more enjoyable.
Yeah. I'm not sore. I can play longer. So absolutely, take care of yourself. It helps pickleball.
Well, good for you, dude. 12 miles is a big deal. Go knock at that 5K. Tell us, what are you shooting for? You gonna try to do like 9s, 8s? What are you doing these days?
I'll probably run it at 7:30 to 8-minute mile.
Whoa, cooking! All right,
but that's me. That's me putting out though. That's gonna be
Go put out, Kyle.
It's gonna be. I'll be cooking.
Let's go to 3.0 to 5.0. This is brought to you by Holy. This is an advanced electrolyte system made specifically with pickleball players in mind. It's a 3-step hydration approach that helps you stay fueled on the court, recover faster afterward, and keep your energy up for the long haul. The flavors are dialed and the ingredients are clean, and most importantly, it actually works. Hit the link in the description and use code PPEffect at checkout to lock in your discount. Your body and your game will thank you.
Love it. All right, so this tip is kind of a combo of I watched a video from Tanner Pickleball, and it was a good one. He was discussing drops, and this is just something I was taught to.
People should call him TP. Like, how's that not come out till just now?
Well, then you have Tickle My Pickle, so he's TMP.
He's TMP. Yeah,
that's true. Okay.
But TP,
I'm going to teach you in 60 seconds how to be a pro.
All right, give it to us.
But he's got great content. And he was talking about drops, and this is like a big one that I like, is I think a lot of times, especially when we're earlier on in our pickleball, we hear, serve and stay, return and run. But as you get better, you need to pay way more attention. Like that set of rules doesn't apply. You need to watch what your opponent's doing. And he brought up a good point. So if you see your opponent hitting a slice drop, so it's going to drop in the kitchen, that's got that backspin. Mm-hmm. So you need to move forward and then expect to hit that much harder and to push them back. Versus like
you're just saying you can be more aggressive.
Yeah, like if you're paying attention to what they do, you can calculate what you're going to do better. So if you see it has backspin, use that backspin to add topspin so you can keep them back. And vice versa. Like if you see them loading up to hit a topspin drive and you're not fast enough to get to the non-volley zone, stop.
Split
Step, wait for that third shot. Because the worst thing you can do is think you're fast enough and then you're trying to dig stuff out of your shoelaces, and you see that a ton. We all make those mistakes.
Yeah.
But that can be prevented by paying attention to your opponent versus just a lot of times you see people just they're kind of on autopilot. Like they do the same thing every time they return a ball. If you watch a lot of people, they don't we're kind of repetitive creatures. So you can see that, and you can use this to your advantage too. Like if you know this person never comes up, you can, drive one back to their feet and vice versa. So this is just a tip that pay attention to how the drop is being hit by your opponent. And that is how you should plan your approach to the non-volley zone to get into the best position to win the point.
I like it. Reads. It's all reads all the time. It's a good tip. Okay, let's go to Kyle's Corner, brought to you by Slice.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was new. That was new for Slice. Yeah, is that what cool people do?
That's what cool people do.
Yeah. The weighted end cap I use and recommend all the time. An easy way to fine-tune your paddle's performance. They help improve balance, add power, and make your paddle easier to maneuver, all in one simple add-on. Made right here in the USA. Use the code PBEffect to save and check them out using the link in the description. Thank you, Slice.
All right. First topic, DUPR update. So DUPR... So I think originally DUPR was similar to this, where your score could go up or down even if you didn't win.
Yep.
And so they've gone back to that.
Yeah, so that's how it originally was.
Yeah.
And then it went to win-loss.
Yeah, like so you had to win to go up, period.
Yep, you had to win to go up. You could not go down if you won.
Correct.
Same thing with loss. You could not go up.
Correct.
You could only go
down.
Yeah,
even if, And so my opinion on that is I want like a mix, because I read the note you put too, and if you win and your DUPR drops, I think that is not. I don't like that.
So before we jump into our opinions, seems like the overwhelming consensus since this update. So it's been maybe a handful of days.
Yeah, it's only been like a week at most.
Maybe a week at most. Is that people are unhappy with their DUPRs going down when they win. Yes. So it's now working off of expected score. So if you're 6-0, I'm a 4-0, you're expected to beat me 11-0, but you only beat me 11-1. My DUPR will go up and yours will go down slightly. Yeah. And so people are saying, look, I just won a 4-5 tournament. I went 7-2, but my DUPR went down on the day.
Yeah.
And it's because maybe they're winning decent. Maybe they're winning 11-5, 11-6, but they're expected to win 11-4 or something. And so their DUPRs aren't going up. And so there's been that general message has been pretty consistent of, look, I had a great day. I won, decently in these games, but they're still going down. And that's what people are unhappy about for the most part, I think. Is that what you've gathered?
Yeah. And I'm kind of torn on that because I see it both ways. I don't think you should go down if you win though. But if I lose, and this is why I do like this update, if I lose to 2 6-0s, 11-9, I played my ass off. Like my DUPR shouldn't go down. It should go up, especially if I'm like a 4, like if my DUPR's like where it's at right now, it's a 4-3. If I get in a game against 2, 5-5 guys and I lose 11-9, I do think it should go up.
I agree. I think there's more nuance to just win-loss. So the win-loss scenario was overly simplified in my opinion, and I think this is a step in the right direction, and I think there's going to be growing pains as they figure it out a bit on what the expected score should be, how much people should be penalized if the expected score isn't where it should be. But yeah, I do think that if you beat somebody, say 11-6, and you're a 1.5 above them, you should not go up.
No, you shouldn't go up.
You maybe even go down a little bit. And so I do think the general idea is there, but maybe the algorithm is over punishing for the situation.
Do you know how far down these people were going that won?
So, I mean, it varied. Some went down a bunch, some went down very little. But if you were like a 4-5-5 and you go down to a 4-5-4 after going 7-2 in a 5-0 bracket, that sucks.
Yeah, well, but then some of this could correct some of those inflated DUPRs too, though. So like if you have 2, because we've seen where they had like pods of people that played DUPR only in their pod. of people. So you had these guys that had 4.8, 4.9 DUPRs, but they were only playing the exact same people over and over and over again. So like those people, if they do go play somebody that's, I don't know, say 3.5 with more games with a broader pool, and they don't beat them, I do think they should be penalized.
Agreed. Right.
Because that could make it more, not fair, but basically like realistic, because there is still some inflated DUPRs out there.
I 100% agree. Yeah, there are inflated DUPRs. There are people that should come down when they win or lose, or in this situation win, right? But yeah, I think we're gonna see almost like a convergence, right? Maybe less of a spread, we're gonna find more of a median as everyone gets brought down a little bit, maybe a correction. And because
there does need to be a correction. I mean, I even know some ladies that are like five something DUPR, and she's like, I'm not a 5.1. It's just she's played
just ladies,
the right people, and you know.
I mean, there's always going to be ways to game it a little bit. The way it's set up now, if you're a 4.0 and you go sign up for a 5.0 tournament, your DUPR is going to do great because of that, and you might get that initial bump. And I wonder if over time, so maybe a month and a half, as I'm just thinking about this, like we're seeing this overcorrection now, but then in a month from now, after more games have been uploaded and people's DUPRs have gotten maybe realized or and more accurate, then all of a sudden the algorithm is going to make more sense and it's going to fit and be more accurate. Whereas right now, maybe we're going through this kind of transition over, bigger correction territory. Yeah. But I don't know. I like the general idea of it. I in my head, it makes sense that this is more nuanced. It reflects how games ended up and how things should shift better than just win-loss.
Yeah.
And they could probably even take this a step further and labeling, is this a mixed game? Is this men versus men, female versus female, rather than just scores?
See, they don't want to do that, though, because DUPR's whole thing is, their whole stick is that it's, one rating for all,
really?
Genderless, blah, blah, which we know is not true.
But that's their thing.
And like, Dane posted, I don't know how to say his last name, but the Pickleball Mindset guy. Yeah, he posted the other day that basically like DUPR is irrelevant until you start taking age and gender into account.
It's irrelevant until he's advocating for those things.
Yeah, because and he's right. A 5.0 that's 60 years old is not the same as a 20-year-old 5.0.
But DUPR says they are.
But DUPR says they are. But
that's because that 6-year-old is playing other 60-year-olds, right? He's not playing 25-year-olds.
Correct. And that's what the thing. But
DUPR doesn't want to do that because their thing is
because it's one rating for all.
Anyways, I don't envy their job. I
think no matter what they do, they're gonna get
flamed.
Period.
But no, I think it's generally a step forward, and I'm hoping that these initial changes are just because maybe there are inflated DUPRs that need to come down, and these people complaining are the ones with the inflated DUPRs. I don't know.
I mean, that's
people are going to come out.
You do have some people that like got those inflated DUPRs right off the bat, and then just like stop playing DUPRs, so they like, so they can claim what they are.
I'm a 5.1 right now. I haven't played a DUPR match in ages.
Yeah, unless you're forced to. Like unless you enter a tournament that like is entered. Like nobody's just out there playing rec DUPR games anymore, at least locally.
Right. Yeah, you don't see that too often.
So, all right, next order of business. We got another Qubacle.
Dude, the Quabacles. We could write a book about these.
We should just have like Qubacle of the week. So, QD bails on the mid-season tournament. Says he has a medical procedure.
This is mid-season MLP tournament.
Yeah, mid-season MLP tournament. Says he's got a medical procedure in Vietnam.
Gotta go fix his nose or something.
Apparently, he's found out to be in Vietnam teaching camps, doing pickleball stuff that's not sanctioned by UPA. So UPA decides to terminate
just cut him, dude.
His contract. Just flat out.
Done.
He took that $50,000 fine last time, and then this time they just cut him. They released a statement. I actually took a picture of it so I could read it. Where did I put it? Statement from UPA.
How long was this? 2 days ago?
This would have been... Yeah, I think 2 days ago.
Yeah, read it to us.
All right. Effective immediately, the United Pickleball Association has terminated the contract of QD for multiple and repeated violations of the exclusivity
it's a tough word.
terms of the agreement. It's early. Despite numerous attempts to work with him and his team, including conversations, warnings, and fines, there have been continued and consistent misrepresentations of the facts and contract breaches. His actions run counter to the strategic vision of the UPA and undercut leadership that the UPA and all our incredible athletes and partners have taken to elevate the sport globally. So basically they said he's screwing us over, so middle finger.
Yeah, PPA and UPA have always been very strict on their exclusivity clauses, right?
Yes.
If that's ever breached, they are pretty quick to do something about it.
And people getting mad about that, like that is normal in other sports too.
Yeah.
Like,
are people mad that they did that?
Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, you're deterring him from growing the sport in Asia," blah 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 blah. But like, they don't see it that way. He is, their product. It's just like NFL players. There's a local one, and like he wasn't supposed to be playing in like a local softball tournament. Like that's part of like the rules. That's part of your contract. Like you can't be just going out and playing stuff away from what you're being paid to do. Injury is a big one. So like even if he gets hurt there, like that's basically, they lose out because he gets hurt playing in an event that they didn't sanction.
Yeah, I imagine there's some sort of clause in there that says if you get hurt doing something you weren't supposed to, you don't get your money.
Oh yeah,
but
it still affects them. It affects the MLP team. Like, and that's the thing. It affects the MLP team. It affects your normal partners for the normal PPA tournaments too. Like you gotta. I mean, to me, it's very selfish. Some of that's very selfish.
Yeah, I think UPA. I don't think they're in the wrong for cutting them like they did. I mean, we've only seen the surface level, right? There's other things that have probably happened. They've been talking back and forth. I would think that the UPAA wants QD because of his Asian
influence,
like his
He's
popularity in Vietnam. Vietnam is one of the big
hotspots,
right? And so they want QD. They need QD. There's not another QD out there.
No,
and so
not yet.
It was. They probably didn't do this lightly.
No, I'm sure.
But from QD's perspective, do you think him and his dad did this on purpose? Do you think they wanted to get cut? So the number that was floating around is that his contract was $300,000 with the UPA. I don't know if that was yearly, but that was some part of his contract. So they were making money.
But then we were hearing what 500-600 from the paddle company.
Yeah. So if you combine those together, they're doing fine, right? Why? It almost seems like these repeated offenses was purposeful. Like they almost wanted this to happen. Mm-hmm. Like, what do you think?
Well, I think that's very possible. They could have like weighed their options. Like, hey, if we can get out of this contract, we can. I mean, maybe they're going to fire off some kind of Vietnam pickleball league or something where he's going to be the face of it. It could have been a money play, which could be, smart in the long run, or it could be very short-sighted and get the money now and then they're going to regret it. But I guess we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, I could see them doing that too, like to just get out of the contract because now he's free and clear to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, now he can go spin up his own stuff in Vietnam. Yeah, could be starting a league.
Yeah. Could be starting a league, just pushing the pad. I mean, he could just be teaching and doing the paddles.
I wonder if he'll lose some relevancy and some, I don't know, fame not being on the PPA tour, because being on the PPA tour is how these players get their names, get their popularity. They're promoted through PPA's channels. PPA has huge audiences through their email lists and different things. They do features and Instagram and different ways to promote them. And so he's gained a lot of his popularity.
And he can't play now. With the new rules in place, like he can't even go join and do a qualifier and play.
Yeah, so he's out there. So whatever he's doing, they must have a lot of faith in that they can go make more money and for the long term.
And I guess we got to wait and see. Do we see him on the APP? I mean, unless he's just going to hang out in Vietnam all the time. I'm sure he still won't. I mean, he could do APP and still win some money locally that way.
But yeah, we'll see what he does. We'll look back this 2 years from now and be like, he's either brilliant,
or like what a dumb
mistake.
move. Yeah,
doing our armchair analysis. But anyways, that's something to keep your eye on. Something fascinating happened this week. And then anyway, that was kind of part of the mid-season tournament. I just wrote down the results here. I watched some of it this week. So middle of the MLP season, they throw in a random tournament, just single elimination, team against team. I think everybody plays in it. They even had a couple college teams playing it, which was cool.
Well, this was and they do this at Beer City, right? Those,
I don't know where it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Grand Rapids.
So they did this thing. So Dallas Flash, which won the
gold.
Yep. Well, they won MLP last year. They took gold at the midseason tournament. They beat St. Louis, which includes Bright, Fahey, Tardio, and Patrick Quinn. On paper, St. Louis seems like the better team, but there's something about the Dallas Flash and the team aspect, the camaraderie they have that works really well. I mean, obviously they have very good players,
yes,
the Johnsons, Tyler Black, and Augie, but I would think that on paper, St. Louis wins majority of the time, but they won in regulation. The last game was 12-10, the mixed game, but they pulled it off and take home the gold. Third place was the Fives, which is ALW's team, which includes Dazan, Howells, and Zane. They beat the Ranchers for third. So that was the results for that. And then you have a Boise lawsuit update.
Oh, and then I have an update. So last week we talked about Willow Lane and the lawsuit about the noise. The people pursuing that lawsuit watched the podcast, as I guessed, and they actually contacted us, and I just
forwarded it to you. They sent it to like the General Pickleball Effect. I was like,
you're like, let Kyle deal with this. Anyway, they reached out. They liked the podcast. They obviously want to share their side of the lawsuit and what's been done. So I'm actually going to go have a beer with her and her husband and discuss this. So there'll be further.
That'll be really cool.
Yeah, it'll just be cool to. I mean, again, there's two sides to every story.
We need to go sit in their house. Go sit in their house, like,
and just listen.
Just listen. Like, I don't know. Like, is it really? Maybe it's horrible.
Yeah, that's true.
Or maybe it's not about. I don't know. Like, it'd be interesting to go just sit
like
there,
peek out at Willow
listen.
and just go see what they deal with.
Yeah, see what they have to deal with and get see that firsthand, because they're across the street.
No, they're right next to it.
Oh,
so like that back. If you're looking at Willow, that like back right court. They're like 47 feet from the court.
Oh, they're right there.
Yeah. Like I think they're 40.
In my head, I thought they were across the street.
No, that there's another guy across the street that complains, but this couple, I think they're like 47 feet from the court.
That's really close.
Yes. They're very close.
Okay. Yeah. Go. Yeah. That could be horrible. I didn't realize it was that close. For some reason, I had them further away. Okay.
That's it for Kyle's Corner.
Let's go to Paddle, Babble, and Gear, brought to you by ADV. Got their bag here. So ADV are the makers of high-quality pickleball bags and accessories. I've been using their Pickleball Backpack V2 myself, and it's my go-to recommendation for players who want something that's tough, well-organized, and designed specifically for life. Oh, man. And designed specifically for life on the pickleball court. If you're looking to level up your game and your setup, I guess this isn't going to level up your game, but it'll level up your setup.
You'll look good, feel good, play good.
Okay, yeah. It'll level up your game and setup. Hit the link in the description and use the code PBEffect to save. They, I bought some of their wristbands over Prime.
Yeah, wristbands?
Yeah, like sweatbands.
Oh.
And they're a little thinner. They're not super thick. They're not your traditional cotton.
I don't sweat them. I need those in Florida, though. That's the only place I notice how like my arms like sweating. They don't sweat here.
Yeah. Well, now that you're just mega fit.
I'm just so fit.
You don't even sweat.
Sweat excellent.
All right. Let's talk foam. So I'm talking about foams getting hotter in heat, and just talk about, is this a fatal flaw for foam paddles? So up until this point, foam can't be ruined. It's impervious. It solves all our durability issues, and it does solve a lot of them. And but this was the first, I don't know, maybe hiccup or chink in the armor that we've come across for foam here. So Chris is playing in his backyard. He's got a handful of paddles sitting in a basket, and he's testing. He goes and grabs a Honolulu after it's been sitting in his basket for a minute, hits it, and he's like, wow, this sounds different. This is hitting harder. So he runs some tests on doing a hop on a paddle that's been in the sun for a minute versus paddles that haven't been in the sun, and just quickly comes to the conclusion that foam paddles get hot, like a lot hotter. And so he messages Q. He's like, Q, do the numbers. So Q runs the numbers, finds the same thing. We're talking about it in our little group chat, and I went and ran the numbers too, just to see it for myself and just see what my numbers look like. And so this is what I got. The paddles I tested was I wanted to do like a variety. They did a variety too, and I'm sure they'll talk about it in their podcast as well. But here was my experiment. So I did the GX2 Power.
Okay.
So that's their carbon ribbed, that's supported with EVA foam. Then I did just a general thermo. I did the Bread and Butter Filth. I did the Friday Fever for a Gen 3. I did the Carbon True Foam Genesis 3, Honolulu NFT, and then the Vatic Pro V-Core.
Okay.
So I just did power numbers and just looked at the change.
What did you use for heat? Did you just leave it out on the court? Or?
Oh, yeah. So I just went to my court here. It was 90 degrees. It was 3 p.m.
Okay.
So I ran all the numbers, set them on the ground on the court for 25 minutes.
Direct sunlight?
Direct sunlight, and then hit them after that. I didn't measure the temperature of the paddle or anything, but when you put your hand on it, it is cooking.
It's hot. Yeah, I was say carbon gets hot.
It gets really hot. And so I just wanted to see if there was a difference across all the paddles and how much. So the Gearbox GX2 Power actually just didn't change. It changed by 0.3 miles per hour, which is
irrelevant. That could be,
So that one was nice to see. Okay, this one didn't change at all. And Justin had mentioned in our chat that because EVA foam, which I think is what it used to support and fill in their ribs, isn't as thermosensitive as EPP cores.
Got it.
And all these other foams are EPP cores. So a thermo did get faster. It went up 1.4 miles per hour. Yep. The Friday Fever was about the same. It went 1.6. Then we had the True Foam, which went up a little bit more than the Gen 3, went up 1.8, but nothing crazy more than the other two.
Yep.
And then the Honolulu NFT went up 2.2 miles per hour.
That's pretty good.
The Vatic Pro V-Core went up 2.8.
Whoa.
So it was the most.
Almost 3 miles an hour?
Yeah, so it went up a lot faster. But yeah, all the foams definitely got hotter and faster in speed than these other models. But the big difference is, especially with like Core Crush, is as soon as these cool down, they go back to being normal. So I took the V-Core and I just put it in my bag and in the shade for 10 minutes, and then I just went and reran it, and the numbers were in between the original and then the heated up one. So it took 10 minutes for it to cool off and already not hit as hard. So you literally have to cook the paddle to get this level of power. And when you do that, especially with foams, another spot that people pay attention to is debonding.
Yep.
So if you're cooking your paddle in the heat like that, just direct sunlight, then you're risking debonding the paddle. And so you don't want to do it.
And disclaimer, when you debond your core on a foam paddle, it doesn't make it like a rocket, like a
just kills
Core Crush. Yeah, it just ruins your paddle. So don't go out there and bake your paddles thinking you're going to get...
No, it's not like a Core Crush effect.
Yeah.
And so... Okay, is this a fatal flaw for foam? I don't think so. Could you go cook it? Yes, but it also cools off quickly enough where the effects aren't lasting enough where you might not get more than the benefits of like a half a game. And then your paddle's changing while you're playing, which is annoying. So you're getting really powerful. All of a sudden it's not as poppy, and then you have to adjust in game. So I would think it would hurt you more than helped you if you did decide to go cook your paddle.
Yeah.
Plus you're risking, ruining it. So because it goes back to normal, and because the benefits or potential benefits just aren't the same of a Core Crush, I don't think this is as big of a deal as Core Crush.
Yeah.
And so, maybe foam's not perfect, but I don't think this is a fatal flaw or anything like that. What do you think?
Well, and I don't think, as far as like the pro game goes, I don't think we're going to see people heating their paddles just because when they go to get tested, it has to be hot enough that you would obviously feel that it was.
I mean, technically, you get your paddle tested once in the morning,
and then you could heat it.
You could go heat it before your game.
So I guess I'm trying to think. Well, the refs do touch your paddle.
So if it's overly hot,
so I guess that's just something that they would have to pay attention to.
Yeah, that'd be an easy fix. When they
because they they rub the paddle to make sure there's no pine tar. But yeah, I mean, obviously, if it was super heated, they would know.
It's really obvious.
They look at you and be like, come on.
Yeah.
So I don't think we're going to see people cheating, at least at the pro level. I mean, I might put my paddles in my window while I'm at work in my car and then roll down to the park and blow up Betty Sue. But
anyways, that was just kind of an interesting find, something to be aware of. Don't do it. It's kind of useless because it cools off so fast.
And you could damage your paddle. And you'll be sad.
But it's just something to be aware of with foam paddles. And as we were talking to other people about it, you don't notice the paddle getting hotter and hitting harder when you're just playing with it.
Yeah.
If it literally has to sit in the sun and bake in order to get, see changes like this. But there's also a difference in foam type. So presumably,
so EVA shouldn't be as susceptible to this.
EVA is not as susceptible. Yeah. So that's like a nod to extra durability of the GX2 power, which is kind of cool. But also the Carbon True foam didn't change as much as the other two. So it's probably using a denser foam, which makes sense because it's heavier.
Well, and like the holes to dissipate the heat through the core.
Yeah, and so it didn't change as much. And then the Honolulu and then the Vatic Pro has some holes, but it's not. I don't think they go all the way through.
I don't think they go all the way through either.
But it's they're presumably using a less dense EPP that's affected by the heat more. Anyways, that's thoughts there. Anything else there before we move on?
Nope.
Okay, and then I'm finishing up reviews at the moment, so I've hit other paddles, but I don't really have solid first impressions on stuff to talk too much about here. So just projects I'm working on is this Wednesday, July 15th, the Body Helix Flick F1 is going to be released. I'll have a review ready for that one. If you are interested in picking that up, you can use the code PB Effect. This is a smaller company. They're probably not going to have this massive stockpile.
Yeah, they're gonna sell out.
They're going to sell out.
I guarantee it.
So if you want one, get on that pretty quick for Wednesday. But yeah, same advice there. Super fun to play with. Is it going to be the best paddle for your game to make you improve? Probably not, unless you're a really good player.
It's fun though.
But it is fun to play with, and is the most powerful legal paddle on the market that I have experienced. And that is released July 15th. And then the next paddle being released is the Carbon 4. So this is the hybrid of the TFG. It's coming to July 23rd. And so I'm going to try to have something ready for that one. And I'm going to probably connect that with another paddle, do like a little comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Other paddles on top of mind, there's still some foam ones. So you have the Vatic I want to spend some more time with. I want to spend some more time with the Enhance foam one. I think I'll just do a roundup for some of these other ones. Mm-hmm. Or maybe do like a top power type list because these foams shaking up the paddle category.
Yeah.
But yeah, those are top of mind. Other ones, you have the Pickleball Apes series, the Harmony.
The Harmony,
Harmonies, that's going to be like early August. The GX2 Powers from Gearbox is early August. And then the 11624 APPs are available for pre-order now. And then I think are officially launching early next week.
Yeah.
I do have some thoughts on the APP, the 11624 APP. So this is the Alpha Pro Power. It's kind of an interesting release. It's like standing next to their original Pro series, Power series. It's not. I asked David if this was meant to replace it, and he said no. Mm-hmm. He's just putting it out there. They're existing together. It's supposed to give it people's kind of two different flavors at the moment, and he's going to just kind of learn what people's preferences are for future iterations, future paddles. And so I put 2 hours on it. People are telling me it needs to break in to see some differences between this and the original Power series. Because I just went every other game.
Yeah.
Game with this, game with the original Pro Power, and they just play they felt so similar. The power pop seemed very, very similar, and it's really tough to pull out differences between the two. Mm-hmm. Though people tell me once this Pro Power breaks in, it gets a little softer, so potentially you have a little better playing experience once this breaks in versus the original. But online, he's kind of advertising this as a little more control. Mm-hmm. than the other one. So what they did difference wise is they increased the cell size from 8 millimeters to 10 millimeters, and then changed the face layup from CFC to the fiberglass layer being at the bottom.
Okay.
And so why this is interesting to me is because the bigger cell size is going to increase pop, increase offensive output, but then throwing the fiberglass layer to the back has the opposite effect where it decreases pop. So he was almost counteracting those so that it plays similar to what you were getting before with the other. And I wonder if maybe you threw the fiberglass layer to the front and increase the cell size, then you get a bigger difference between the two models. And so there, to me, not a huge difference, though these cost $20 more. These are $200. Originals are $180, same discount, but this does have a year warranty.
Yeah.
Versus the other one, which has 6 months, which is interesting. I don't know why this would have a year while the other one doesn't.
He might have just changed. Well, it might be a year going forward. He might have just seen that's what the market wants.
I'll have to look at that. But it's the same like floating core construction with the support carbon fiber strips on the side. But still, I mean, it still plays great.
Yeah, it's good. It's a good paddle.
It's still a good paddle. I just don't see the differences immediately between the two. But I'll put people are saying it takes about 4 to 6 hours, so I'll put a little more time on that and see where that ends up. But yeah, those are all the paddles I'm thinking about. What any paddles on your mind that you've been digging lately or are going to start playing?
Been digging the Flick again. Not my best playing paddle, but it's fun. Very impressed with the Gruvn. I think it's a little bit toned down from the Flick. I think
it's easier to play than the Flick, but
I think if you're looking for high power but a little more forgiveness, I would probably push you towards Gruvn. If you just wanted to absolute blast missiles, the Body Helix.
Yeah, the Body Helix just has like we talked about this last episode where it has that original ripple draw where it's super lightweight, just a combination you don't see in paddles, which is what makes it so fun and unique and attractive. The Gruvn, like to your point, is also high powered, but forgiving, has good feel, but it's unique, but not as unique as the Flick is.
Yeah, it won't make you be like, whoa, but it's a great playing paddle. Yeah. And then I've got I don't know how to say it, the Element 6 Suitor
coming. The Suitor coming. Yeah, I think we both have those coming. That, from what I understand, that's a Ripley-ish design.
And a new Revelin is coming. Did you talk to them?
The Torch.
Yeah.
I have one. I haven't spent any time
on it. Oh, you already got it? Mine's in the mail.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so Revelin released a power paddle, which is exciting. So we'll see what they come up with.
And their other paddles,
they've all been good. I mean,
they didn't lack in power. No. For a Gen 1 style, their little lava thing they do actually gives it some nice kick.
Lava FLX.
Yeah, and so this one, looking at the specs, looks very lightweight. It kind of has an Paddletech ESQC look, and I wonder if it's going to be similar to that. But at the same time, seeing these like that release, like it looks interesting. Then you have like some other good, like like Bread and Butter's coming out with their Wild Thing, and their the other name is the Psycho. Like those look interesting, but foam is top of mind for me. I see that as the future where things are moving, and I want to play and test foam paddles over those other ones.
Well, I will say like with Revelin, because that's all USA made. I don't know do we have the capability to do all the foam in the US yet?
So Engage got a foam paddle approved.
So and they make them in the US, so they had to have.
And I know that Spartus was working on a USA.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay,
foam paddle.
All right, so some people can do it.
I think there's going to be some foam capabilities, which is interesting.
So we might see Paddletech go that way then, and
we might see resurgences of Paddletech Engage with the foam. Onset of foam, because the capabilities sounds like you might be able to do in the US.
Okay.
Whereas they couldn't do thermoforming, they couldn't do Gen 3 because that was all overseas in China that had all that technology, and that wasn't in the US. So we might see some
legacy brands coming back,
some USA brands making some moves this year.
Get a foam paddle from Babble. It's been a minute from them too.
Yeah, maybe. So. Yeah, that's everything there. I don't know. Any other thoughts?
No, I think that wraps it up.
Then we'll finish with paddle fitting of the week. So this one was a kind of a tough one, actually. So this guy says, I've been using a Selkirk Vanguard Pro Invicta. So this is a thermoformed 4 sheets of carbon fiber,
a softer
paddle. He says, I want more pop, but less power. It wasn't a particularly powerful paddle.
No.
But I can see why he wanted more pop. And anyways, so usually it's the opposite. Usually people want either more pop and power or more power, less pop. Yeah. It's not too often you want
more pop and
less power. And so I had to think about this one for a minute, particularly with the paddle they were using before, if they thought that was too powerful, because it's not.
Yeah, that's not very powerful.
That's
not a super
paddle.
powerful paddle.
So the one that came to mind was the 11624 Vapor Jelly Bean. So this one, that's like the half thermoform, the Gen 1.5. And then it has the CFC layup. And then I would say go Vapor. So the shorter paddle is going to reduce some of the power, and then not being fully thermoform is going to reduce some power. So changing the shape and the construction there is going to reduce the power they want. But then it has the CFC design where you do get some pop off the paddle still. And that one definitely gives you a little bit more than the Vanguard Pro Invicta, though it's not insanely more, but it does give you a little bit more pop. And that was the best one that came to mind. And but yeah, I think the combination of the construction and then the shape change would give them the characteristics that they're looking for. But that one was tricky.
Man, I would go. I like your option. I'd have to look at the numbers. How does the Invader stack up to the Vanguard Pro? Because then he's getting it's fiberglass.
It's more powerful.
It is more powerful.
So they wanted a reduction in power.
That's a tough combo.
Yeah.
Because again, I look at a Vanguard Pro and I don't think power at all anyway. I already think that's a soft paddle.
Yeah, it is on the softer side.
So I'd have to, were any of the blue cores poppy particularly? Because I know you said they were all pretty soft.
Yeah, maybe a blue core, like one of their 16 millimeters could potentially give them a little bit more pop. Yeah, that could be a viable option.
But I mean, the Vapor Jelly Bean, that's a great option. I mean, that's one I recommend to most people anyway. A lot of times because that's tough. The Vanguard, that's very low on the power scale.
Yeah. Anyways, that was my thought there. If you guys can think of a better paddle, feel free to let us know what you thought. But that'll conclude the episode 87. Thanks everyone for tuning in.
Have a great day.